Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kadash. That belongs to the elder GMS of well. Peace, salutation to like Akim on the four corners. With your sincerity. Peace be unto you. Shalom. I ended my first video a little early because my bus was coming, so I wanted to hop on that. But I didn't want to end it, so I'm gonna continue. And this is going into Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 18. It says, "A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife." You know, a wrathful man is the one that stirs up strife. You know, you gotta, some brothers, and this can't be rare if I've heard it multiple times from different brothers in different camps saying other brothers almost got them shot. And a lot of times it has something to do with a fallout. Somebody end up falling out. But you have, and this is just the nature of people. People tend to be afraid of somebody that's big. Somebody that's small, they're not afraid of. Regardless if that person that's big might be weak, frail, fragile, and that person that's small might be a two-time MMA, champion or something like that. The person doesn't know you, they judge you by your size. Now, I can attest that, and I don't think I'm the biggest person in the world, but I know that I'm perceived as big. I'm just a hair under 6 feet, and I weigh about 250 pounds. And I remember before I started lifting weights, how people would react to me when I'm walking. They would be like, okay, if we walking towards each other and we're both on the same train track, they'd be like, okay, motherfucker, you about to move on, like little tiny little petty stuff like that. Or, little stupid stuff where they try to try you. Then as I got older and I put on damn near 50 pounds and I'm no longer 200 pounds, but I'm lifting weights, all of a sudden when people walk, they move out your way. When you walking down the aisle, people move out your way. If there's a conflict, people are very, very soft because they don't want to appease what they believe is wrath. There's people that my lesbian cousin has a her lesbian friends. I guess some of them know I'm a Hebrew Israelite, but when they cross my paths, most of them like damn near shit their pants just by the sight of me, without me even saying anything or saying fuck you or anything. And I'm cordial and respectful. They just afraid to death, like I'm about to bite their head off and chew it and spit it out. That's just how some people perceive you when you're that size. Now, some people, if I was flamboyant, they wouldn't be afraid of me if I was twirling around. So I'm saying all this to say that, if you got to know how you are perceived by people. Like me personally, I don't have to really raise my voice. A lot of times I can just be stern with somebody and I get the results that other brothers are trying to get by raising their voice and stuff like that. Like I remember when I used to play basketball all the time. Anybody ever play basketball? A lot of times, when you're on the court that you ain't never played at, if you got next, most people don't even honor your next. They be like, oh, I got in front of you. And I would go play basketball where places I ain't never been at sometimes. Sometimes I get familiar with them, and then sometimes there'd be people that come that they don't know you, but they think you know, and they try to cut in front of you. And every time I would be bold enough to say, no, I was next. Then, you got an argument, stuff like that. I'm like, no, I got next. I got my team already. And what I would do is I wouldn't yell loud, kick up the dust, and threaten to beat your ass, stuff like that. I would just be like, I'm on this court. I'm not getting off. Somebody's going to have to physically move me off. I wouldn't say it like, yeah, B-I-T-C, blinkety, blank, blank, blank. I would say it just calm like that. I'm like, no, somebody's going to have to move me off the court. And then eventually everybody will honor my next. But then you got some people who got the same situation and they ready to fight scrap, and the other person ready to fight scrap. And you see a lot of times playing basketball, a lot of fights and scraps start simply because one person said something a way that he didn't have to. He could have been like, I got next. Or you can add such and such proof, I had next. So simple stuff like that can be avoided. Now you got some people who are smaller, you know, a lot of times they would try to disrespect them. You know, just being, you know, just demons. So there's a lot of factors you got to take into consideration. And me personally, I know a lot of times I don't have to, you know, raise my voice or anything like that. You know, even if it's somebody that's bigger than me, I don't have to. I just got to be firm and stand my ground and just say, no, this is not about to happen. You're not about to do this. Because really the only time I ever really get in strife or arguments with people is if somebody's driving and they're tough from the car or on the internet. Face to face, people don't, give me grief and attitude. That's extremely rare. I could count literally on one hand how many times I've been into arguments or physical altercations that almost led up to a fight in the last 15 years. That's how rare it is. But if I'm a hothead, there's plenty of times where if I would have said something the wrong way or did something, it could have easily escalated. So it comes down to, knowing your environment, knowing how you're perceived and everything like that. If you, 6'7" and you weigh, 255 pounds, it ain't no need to, you be trying to going off on, any and everybody and yelling and, your veins popping out your neck like you about to, rip them apart simply because they park in your parking space. There's ways to talk to brothers, in the truth and out the truth, and you got to know how to speak with them. Okay, and on that note, we give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakedash Brakatah, double honors to elders who were well. Peace, salutations, and shalom.